we have a class. We have a class called person, right? And that person class has two members. We have the last name member, first name member. Let me add age member, right? Self dot age equals to age. Okay, so now I want to create a person. Could be a student, a person could be a teacher, right? A person can also even be anyone. I mean, basically anyone, any human being could be a person. But let me use a student as an instance here. So class student and then inheritance in Python, you open the brackets and then you put the super class or the parent class in the brackets before you do you put the block colon, right? Okay. So let's assume this parent class has a member, an operation or a function called full name, right? Which will give you the concatenated value of the first name and then the last name, right? Okay. So now I can just do this with Python. You can just do this class student, open brackets, the super class, and then do pass, right? After that, I've done the pass. When I come and create an object of the student class, let's say student one equals to student, right? Because the super class takes these parameters, I have to make sure that I have them here as well. So let's say Robert, Aubrey, and then the age could be a number. So let's say 10 years, right? Okay. So now when I want to get the display, the full name method of the parent class, I can do student one dot full name, right? Let me put it in the print statement so that it will print out. And then I print it out. See, it has returned Aubrey, Robert Aubrey. Do you get it? But if I want to just get a first name, because Python doesn't do any bit of encapsulation, you can, these are not private members. You can just do students dot first name and then to print out Robert for you, right? Any questions from here? All right. I'm assuming there are no questions. Okay, so we are not yet done with the student class. This student class can have its own attribute as well, right? These students can have attributes like school, that's the student attends, right? So I can even add it as a part of the constructor. So this will bring about the concept called super. So with super in programming is you are trying to, you have a super class, you have a subclass, right? The person being the super class and then the student being the subclass. And you want to make reference to the constructor of the super class, then you call the super method. Do you get it? So in Python, when you do super, you have to call the initializer. So it's like you're calling it's like you've created an object of the person class, and then you're calling the initializer method, right? So if the superclass already has members, I mean, the superclass's constructor or initializer already has parameters that it takes. You have to make sure that you find a way to get those parameters as well. First name, last name, and then age, right? I didn't add age to this. Age. Slash underscore name. Okay. So now, then from there, you can come and do self.school equals to this school, right? Then you have display school. You can do print self.school. All right. So you can see that right now the student class has an initializer which takes 4 parameters: the name, last name, age, and then school. And then we come down, because we've created, excuse me, because we've created the initializer, and this particular class also inherits from another class, we have to call the super as well. This is done in every programming language, in Java, in PHP, whatsoever. When you call the super, when you inherit from a class and you want to have or make modifications to the constructor, you have to call the super class as well. Other than that, I'm sure you're going to get an error. All right, so now with that, we pass in the values, first name, last name, and age to this, right? And then we'll come here and then we'll reference the school to the variable school. I'm sure most of you are confused, but don't worry. There's the slides at the end of this tunnel. Legon. All right, so when I do student 1.school or display school, right? Our friend here is going to print out Legon. This is basically what inheritance is all about. Inheritance is about having a bigger class or a main class that you want to, instead of repeating codes and all that. Imagine we didn't have the person class, right? So that means we'll have to do the first name, last name again, and then we'll go to another class. We have to do the same thing. So, but with the help of the main class here, we don't have to repeat certain logics. Any questions about this? I don't think anyone is responding. Or am I off again? No, I'm not off. I'm on. All right, so
you are
with
not
this,
off, you are here.
with this, right? I'm going to share my notes with you guys. I'll put it in a group. I'll share my notes with you, the notes that I prepared for this class, and then you guys will go through. I want to believe that Robert has done a lot of HTML, CSS with you guys, and JavaScript.
JavaScript, we are yet to start that tomorrow.
Oh, okay. But you guys are okay with.
As for HTML,
I want to know, Robert, what have you gone through with?
Hello, Ima.
Yeah, Robert.
Yeah, you were saying something.
I wanted to know what topics have you done with them in terms of front end?
Okay, so for front end, I think the last section we ended with Bootstrap. So we are here to start with the JS tomorrow. Okay, so that's it. So we are done with HTML, CSS, Flexbox, and Bootstrap. That's what we have done so far.
Awesome. So that means you guys know how to build a website. You can build a website on your own.
Ideally, we should be able to. But as to whether that is the
But
practical thing on the ground is another thing.
yeah,
But at least
yeah.
some simple website there we can do is the UI UX that is going to worry us. Sometimes you have to just go and
Okay.
copy
I
pictures like
mean,
that.
it's good he's done Bootstrap with you because me personally, I use Bootstrap for all my projects. I mean, my Bootstrap is like my faith father. I mean, I go to them anytime I need solutions in
Right.
terms of front end. So I would like us to start with the Django, but I don't want to rush things. So I'm going to give you guys to the end of this month, right?
Yes.
To review yourself in terms of Python, in terms of logical thinking, in terms of understanding how systems are. I'm always there. I don't know if any of you guys have tried WhatsApping me. I'll respond to you sharp. I don't any questions that you want to ask me, you can ask. And because we are going to use the reason why I picked certain topics is those are the topics that we'll be facing a lot. Lists, tuples, dictionaries, for loops, this comprehension, classes and objects, functions, all of these things. And when it comes to web technologies too, forms. I'm sure you guys have seen forms in HTML, CSS,
Yes, we
right?
did.
Forms, and then form requests like the post and then the get requests, and all those things. We'll be making use of all of them. We'll work on a simple project first. That'll be what we use for the tutorials. And then from there, we'll tackle another project. I mean, I'll do just 3 projects, right? A simple one
Prepare.
first. We'll do a more advanced and in a much advanced. And I'll give you guys one project as, for instance, is it practical to assignment
Okay.
so that you guys will work out. I'll be like a hidden support. I'll be there, but I won't be there to be typing the codes with you.
So we are going to do
So
individuals
any
or
questions?
groups.
Well, I'll give one question scenario so that you guys will do it on your own.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Who
And I
else is in
think
this group? Do you have any?
I only want to suggest
I'm
to my
listening.
colleagues. Are you here?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah, so
only
I want to
Binance.
suggest to my colleagues that the link, the Udemy links you put there, they are very good stuff in there. So those who haven't gone through that link yet, you can go and learn. The guy doesn't, his English is bad, but there's good stuff in there.
Oh, okay. You have no in that link. Oh. It's Udemy. Eh? Oh, yes,
Yes.
Udemy. All right. I just saw it and I was like, let me just put it here for you guys.
Yeah.
Robert, I also want
He
to
speaks
the,
the
the
Indian
Django.
English.
Is that
I want you to also do the Django. So for that
okay?
one, that you'll be doing some of the practical.
Sure.
Because I mean, the one thing I like about backend development is that it helps you to think logically. You get it? It helps you to even apply them, although sometimes it makes you like behave like a robot, but it helps you to apply your logical thinking in real life situations.
Okay.
Yeah, so that it's good. Yeah. Robert knows how I think when it comes to coding. So I don't you need to even say much. So
Oh, I
please,
want to also think like that.
it's scary. It's very, very scary. Sometimes I forget I'm a human being. Yeah.
So
So
which
I hope
days
this session has been okay.
cinema?
Come again.
Which days
Yeah.
are your free days in the week? Or what?
Okay, for me,
Which hours can we actually contact you?
you can engage me at any hour. I mean, I don't even sleep early. I don't know. But you just send, I prefer you send me a WhatsApp. You get it? If you call me, you might
Yes.
be distracting me or something. But
Sure.
I respond to WhatsApp messages a lot, even calls. So
Okay.
at any hour, I don't work in an office. I work at home. So I have
Okay.
the freedom to respond to messages at any time.
Okay. Okay.
So you can contact me at any time.
I hear. I hear.
Django is a very fun, it's a fun framework. It's very enjoying. It's very enjoying, although it's not as powerful as JavaScript frameworks. But I mean, if you have Robert, kindly do jQuery too with them, okay? jQuery is also very useful when you don't want to be a full-time JavaScript person. It would be best to know jQuery instead
Yeah.
of like learning React or Vue. You
Yeah.
can know only
Angular.
jQuery or jQuery, so that when you know PHP or C# or even or Python, if you want to do anything that requires JavaScript, you can use jQuery to do that. Yeah. So any questions? I want us to.
So far, excellent. Just that my girlfriend is gone. I'm sure she fell
So we'll
asleep.
have our next session in October.
Oh. Okay. Then you
Someone
might
has
have to come. Cinema.
Yeah, I'm listening.
You might have to come on the page, the backend page, and list the areas you want us to read on before October.
Awesome. I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll do that. I'll put that in the group.
You also promised
for you
sharing
guys, so.
some notes with us.
Yes, I'll share. Let me share it.
And
right
then
now.
even this practice code we have done, you can just zip that one too for us. So that if we are practicing
Okay.
it.
Okay.